Hey everyone, this is Craig with Slash Gear, and today we're looking at the Kyocera Torque. Basically, it's, as you can see, a rugged phone meant for hikers, adventurers, but it's also meant for, people in the workplace. So if you're like a construction worker, need a rugged phone, this would be an option. You might have seen this on TV, on a commercial. It's Bear Grylls approved. Bear Grylls is a survivalist, a famous survivalist and adventurer. So anyway, I'll guide you through the hardware of this bad boy and show you some of the software of this phone. So as you can see, it has this hard plastic textured casing. Basically that's what prevents it from breaking if you drop it. It's shockproof, water resistant, dust resistant, all that good stuff. Military grade. So I'll give you a quick tour of the buttons and the ports. On the front we have your typical Android navigation buttons, except these are physical buttons. So they're not soft buttons, which is weird at first, for me at least, but it's actually, you can get used to them quite quickly. These silver the grills down here, those are front-facing speakers, which is really nice, so you don't have to awkwardly cup your hand around the back if the speaker was on the back. So the audio comes straight at you, which is really convenient. On the bottom is the micro USB port, which is covered by a flap that you just pop open, and there it is. And then also the microphone is on the bottom as well. On the left side you have your volume rocker, and then this big yellow button right here is the for push to talk, if you would use that. For me, personally, it kind of just gets in the way, because if I were to just set the phone down, if I were to just pick it up, normally I would just pick the phone up like this, and that's kind of where that yellow button falls right into my grasp. So when I hit that button, it wakes the screen up, which isn't a huge deal, but it's kind of annoying because it wastes unnecessary battery. But yeah, there's that. On the right side, the dedicated camera button. It doesn't open up the camera app, but it acts as a shutter, so that's kind of cool. On the back, fairly typical, you got your 5 megapixel camera with the LED flash, and then this silver thing down here is a lock that unlocks the battery cover. So you just twist it a quarter turn, and then the battery cover comes right off, and you can see that it's lined with this rubber sealing right here, sealant or whatever you call it, basically so it prevents water from getting inside and ruining the battery and the internals. So then you just put it back on, and then you just twist that a quarter turn back, and you're good to go. And these the gold contacts right there are for desktop charging for a dock. I think that's the top power button, and then you have a dedicated speaker button for the push to talk feature, and then your headphone jack, which is also covered with a flap, and you can just take that off, and there's the headphone jack. So quite a bit going on, but other than that, it's fairly basic, and fairly a lot of physical buttons. There's no touch-based soft buttons or anything. So that is the exterior. So as far as the software goes, it's running Android 4.0 Ice Cream Sandwich. The layout is fairly stock. Not a lot of skinning going on here, but there are quite a bit of pre-installed apps that could get in your way. But other than that, it's your fairly typical Android interface. You got the nice phone dialer there. You got your typical settings menu. So nothing that we haven't seen before. As far as performance goes, it's smooth, it's snappy. I didn't really experience any lag with any of the apps, especially in Netflix. Everything was really smooth. As far as in benchmarks, in Antutu, in Quadrant actually, it scored right up close to the HTC One X, which is fairly respectable. It's running a Qualcomm Snapdragon S4 dual-core processor, which is clocked at 1.2 gigahertz. It has a gig of RAM, and it only has 1 gigabyte of storage. But there is a micro SD card on the inside, which can expand the storage another 32 gigs, which is really nice. But yeah, that's about it. This phone costs $100 after a $50 mail-in rebate, and it is available now. Again, this is the Kyocera Torque. Thanks.